Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. This is Aviation 04, and today we're doing an update of Orlando International Airport, also known as MCO. So there are some interesting flights and kind of a slightly unusual update. You can see one of them behind you. It's a Delta A321 at the cargo terminal. So stay tuned to hear what that's all about. And other than that, we'll just get started with this United 737 MAX 9. You may be thinking this is fictional. It's not. This was a real flight. So it's arriving in from Phoenix Goodyear Airport. So they were storing some of the MAX 9s out there. And if you are unaware, Orlando is actually, they have 3 maintenance hangars. One for United, JetBlue, and Silver. So he actually came in to do some maintenance after sitting at the in the desert, really. So they're gonna check him over, and then who knows how long he's gonna sit here for. It could very well be heading out to Houston eventually, but I thought this was really cool. I was unfortunately not able to see it, which kind of wish I was, but it's alright. But yeah, this was an awesome flight, and it's gonna go over to the hangar, which is actually on the opposite side of the airport. I may represent it later on, but yeah, it works for now. So he's arriving in from Phoenix Goodyear, and he'll probably sit here for a little while now. And then right in front of you now, we have a JetBlue A321neo. He just landed in from Boston, and he's going to head out to San Juan. They've actually been flying the JetBlue A321neos into Orlando. I saw one the other day, registered as November 2027 Juliet, arriving in from Boston. And then November 2016 came in from JFK, and that one actually went out to San Juan. So I just figured might as well have it come in from Boston and head out to San Juan. So that's what he's doing for maintenance. And then right in front of you now, we have a JetBlue A320 in the I Heart New York livery. He arrived in from Newark earlier, and he is now heading out to Fort Lauderdale, and that is also Airspace Aviation's airport. And he's just gonna be doing some maintenance down at Fort Lauderdale. That is their main maintenance area, so that's why he's heading out there. Now, before we get on to the rest of the update, I wanted to do this area because I bet some of you are probably curious what this was. We have a couple Delta aircraft actually in the cargo area. So if you're unaware, the NBA has actually allowed they're able to resume playing again. So they actually opened it up in Orlando. So there are a ton of charter flights coming in for the NBA. So I figured might as well represent them. So we have one of them here. This is a Delta 757-300. And he arrived in from Vancouver, carrying the Vancouver Grizzlies. And once they get unloaded and unpacked and stuff, and everything gets offloaded, he's actually going to head out to Portland to pick up the Portland Timbers, and he's gonna come right back here. And he'll probably do more flights after, I would assume. So yeah, I'm really curious about what sports charters are gonna come next. And right here we have another sports charter actually. So also again from Delta, but this is the Delta A321 in the thank you livery. He arrived in from Houston Hobby, carrying the Houston Rockets, and he eventually, once everything gets unloaded, he's gonna head out to Toronto and pick up the Toronto Raptors. Now, this flight was actually operated on a 737-700, but I don't have that, but this is the closest thing, so that's why I threw it in here. So I love all the sports charters. It's so fun to throw them in the updates, and it's so cool to actually see them. So he arrived in from Houston Hobby carrying the Raptors, the Rockets, and he is going to head out to Toronto to pick up the Raptors. And then next here we have a brand new model. This is the UPS 767-300. You should have seen this unboxing on Tuesday. So I got both of these off the UPS store. And if you'd like me to go into a full detail, you can go and watch that video. I'll have it linked right up in the corner now, and also it'll be in the description. Anyways, he arrived in from Louisville, and he will head right back out there. And then we also have another new model. This is the UPS MD-11, and he just arrived in from San Juan, and he's actually going to head right back out there in a few minutes. And then next we have a FedEx 767-300. Now you may notice how he's parked differently. That was actually my mistake. I've been parking FedEx wrong the whole time. They actually have a little ramp area. The board's not big enough for me to represent it, but it would be, realistically, it would be probably 500 feet behind and then 100 feet to the left. But in model airport terms, it'd probably be a foot behind and 6 inches to the right. Just to put that into model numbers. But anyways, he arrived in from Memphis, and he's gonna head out to Dubai or Alex Aviation 420's airport. That's actually not a real route, but it's a subscriber route, so I let it pass. Speaking of Dubai and stuff, Emirates has actually been flying to Columbus, and then they come to Orlando, and then they head to Dubai. So it's that passenger number thing that they do. Frontier did it for the Syracuse service. They went Orlando to Albany to Syracuse, and then Syracuse to Albany to Orlando. A lot of airlines have done it. I remember Aviation 18 one time, he said in one of his updates, they flew the Seattle route, Alaska, flew the 737-800. They went from, I believe Reagan to Pittsburgh to Seattle. That's just to pick up passengers and to load more fuel. It's mainly to pick up more passengers, as the numbers were really low recently. So just thought I'd say that. And we'll move on to the next plane. And then right in front of you now, we have a United 737-800. He arrived in from Los Angeles earlier today, and he's actually going to head out to Newark right now, and hopefully he'll get there by midnight. So I forgot to mention, this is actually a night update, so that's why there's a ton of cargo flights and stuff. So I forgot to mention that. But anyways, he's heading out to Newark after arrival from Los Angeles. Next up, we have a Southwest 737-700 and the Tennessee 1 livery. He arrived in from Nashville or Riley Rail Aviation and Trucks channel, and he is actually going to head right back out there right now. Right in front of you now, we have a JetBlue A320 in the FDNY livery. He just arrived in from a flight from San Juan, and he is being heavily serviced, and he will head up to New York John F. Kennedy, and that is also New York _Aviation 14's airport. And then right behind the JetBlue A320, we have a Frontier A320neo, Sonny the Collared Lizard livery. He arrived in from Harrisburg or Aviation 777's airport, and he's gonna head out to Cleveland Hopkins. Just being pushed back out now to Baltimore, we have a Southwest 737-800 in the Hart livery. He arrived in from Baltimore earlier today, and he's heading out there now, and that is also Aviation 2008's airport. And then right here, we have a Southwest 737-800 in the Canyon Blue livery. Earlier today, he arrived in from Kansas City, and he's going to be heading out to Las Vegas as soon as the other flight clears the runway. And then the other flight is actually a Southwest flight. It's a Southwest 737-700 in the Canyon Blue livery. He's just departing out for a flight to Buffalo after arriving from Providence earlier today. And then right in front of you, we have a silver ATR 42. He's arriving in from Pensacola, and he is going to depart out to Pensacola, and that is actually a double subscriber route. So he arrived in from Pensacola, which is Gemini Jet's FAMS airport, and he is departing out to Pensacola, which is Red River Aviation's airport. And then finally for this update, we have an American A319. He's arrived in from Miami earlier, and he's now departing out to Philadelphia. And you may be wondering why they're actually going over to a 17 right rather than 18 right. And the reason being is there's so much action over there. Air traffic control didn't want to clog it all up. So they're actually using the other runway too, which is very common for Orlando. They do arrivals and departures on both runways 18 right and 17 right at the same time. So it's always cool to see that. But that's it for the update. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked all the charters and all the cargo flights. It was really fun to make this update. This was probably my favorite update to make as of now. Hopefully when the whole board is filled, that'll be my favorite update to film. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day, and goodbye.